Hey you guys, your girl Beauty with Mika. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. As you guys can see, I changed my setup. I wanted to actually just do my makeup at my vanity and show you guys what my day looks like trying on new products. So we have a ton of stuff over here, you guys. First off, let's give these a shout out. The NYX mattifying, these are the Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying powders. This is in the shade Rich, and then I have translucent, which is right here. So I picked these up at Target. Everything that I'll be talking about will be listed down below for you guys. We got some other new stuff. So we're gonna first prime my face with the Black Girl sunscreen. This is the Make It Matte. I picked mine up at Target. This has an SPF of 45. You guys know I love the regular Black Girl sunscreen. So when they came out with the matte version, I was like, I have to get my hands on it. This is ultra sheer, fragrance free. It's water resistant for 80 minutes. So yes, I did get my hands on it. Some other things is shout out to my girl Cadence. She did send me for my birthday the Lip Bar Quick concealer in the shade Cinnamon. So that's what it looks like for you guys to see. And then I picked up the Lip Bar, which is now it's TLB. Sorry guys, just the tint. So it's a 3-in-1 tinted skin conditioner. I picked up the shade Mahogany Mommy. So we're gonna try this out for you guys also to see what this looks like on my skin, because you guys know I love the FENTY skin tint. Some other things, we have the e.l.f. bronzers. Girl, I just posted swatches on my Instagram, so if you're following me, by the time you guys see this video, you're already seeing the swatches. So I picked the Cabana Cutie and Beach like the water, please. So these two, actually, one is more neutral undertone, the other one is more of a red undertone. So we're gonna try those out. Girl, we got some other stuff over here. Beauty Bakery. Oh my god, you guys remember when I hauled this stuff? So we have a Beauty Bakery highlighter, we have a Beauty Bakery blush, and we have a bronzer. So I'm gonna use this Beauty Bakery bronzer to set up the cream. And we also have a Beauty Bakery palette, and this is the Get That Dough. So I picked up these at Target. Most of my stuff I picked up from Target recently, so shout out to Target because they have been killing the game on a lot of products. So I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit in, let you guys see how I do my makeup, just trying new products. Let's get started, guys. So first thing I'm gonna do is use the Black Girl sunscreen. This again is $17, and if you're wondering, I do have the original Black Girl sunscreen. This one is ultra sheer, no white residue. This one's fragrance free, and this one is water resistant up to 80 hours. So I have now both of them. I have the regular, this is face and body, and this one is just a sunscreen gel for your face. So shout out to them because they expanded the line. So we're gonna try this out as my primer. I have not concealed, corrected, anything. I do like to set my primers with a powder, so we are going to do that. That was easy. I'm a little skeptical. Ooh, girl, this has a clear gel formula, and I will tell you the texture on here is very light. Yeah, it feels like I didn't rub little to nothing on. And I'm actually gonna keep it light because I don't want anything to mess up the tint from the lip bar. So I'm going very gentle. Girl, that mattified my little nose and this little shiny area so quick. I mainly like to focus on my T-zones, which is my forehead, right around the tip of my nose and my chin, because these areas, and a little bit over here now on my cheek, because of the summertime, it does get mattified. Now with this, normally I would set all my primer with a powder, but I'm not going to do that. We are going to use, because I need an eye primer, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Ultra Matte eye primer. You guys have heard me talk about this in my July Shop My Stash, and I'm just going to use a little bit of this on my eyes because I need some primer on my eyes. And if y'all hear the noise, I have construction going on next door to me and upstairs, and of course nobody works with my schedule. So we're okay, we did that. So shout out to Ulta for that. I want to color correct just a little bit, so with that I'm gonna go ahead and just use the Fenty what is this, the Fix Eye Brightener Fix. This is in Pumpkin. I'm just gonna use a little bit of this right here to see how good the coverage works. You only need just a little bit. Ooh, girl, that was a lot. You have to be real, like, light-handed with that. So what I will do is do this. Bring that over here so I'm not wasting any product. And my beauty blender I'm using is the black, just the regular black beauty blender. Alright, so for hyperpigmentation, I get a little bit over here, not a lot anymore. It has cleared up thanks to my new skincare routine. And I always go under my eyes because y'all just know I like to do that. So it looks like on this side I did color correct majority of my cheek. Not a problem, we'll go ahead and fix that. Alright, so for the foundation, we're going to use the Lip Bar Just a Tint 3-in-1 Skin Tint. This has sunscreen in it. It has sunscreen in it and sunscreen of SPF 11 and hyaluronic acid. So let's go and get started. The brush that I'm going to use today is my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I love this brush. You can get it at Target or even the e.l.f. website, which e.l.f. been shipping real fast lately, girl. It has this type of applicator on it, and then I'm just going to do like this. Do like that. So it's not too messy. Reminds me of the FENTY applicator where I like now it has those little squeezy tubes. Just a little bit. So I would say this is about 2.5 pumps. And we're just gonna, y'all know me and my routine. This has a smell. It has a smell. As soon as I applied it. It has a smell. And I don't know. It's not a perfumey smell, but it has a fragrance on here. I feel like I use too much, to be honest, because it's giving what a tint should be as far as like just the blend, the coverage. I don't expect this to be full coverage, but I'm gonna check what the website says and tell you guys. You guys know I go around my hairline. Now the shade match I did good on, because I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes when you're picking shades out of a bottle, it does look deceiving. So I took that risk and I got mine out of Target. I always drag my foundation across my eyes sometimes. But let's see what this claims to be on the Target website. Alright, so this is a 3-in-1 skin tint. It's supposed to keep your skin healthy and glowing with a hyaluronic acid for serious moisture, and it has SPF 11 to protect you from sunburn. It's available in 8 shades. It's cruelty-free, vegan-free, black-owned, and that's pretty much it. This is defined as a medium to buildable coverage, so we'll see. It's a medium to buildable coverage. It's best, the purpose of this skin tint is for sun protection and skin tone improvement. So let's see what this claims. It looks like it kind of oxidized. I ain't gonna lie, it looks like it just oxidized in a few minutes, but we'll see. I will, you guys know, I'll get some before and after shots. Now I will say it's giving me a glow. Skin tints will give you a glow, and I mattified my face, as you guys could see. So we're gonna work through this. All right, so next thing is the brows. Your girl has to do her brows, girl. So I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Bomb Brows. This is her micro brow shade. I really like this. This is really good. It has the spoolie on one side. And if you're wondering, I'm in the shade 6. And this is what the tip looks like. It's a very, very, very fine tip. It's like finer than a fine point pencil. move on to eyeshadow. So the eyeshadow that I'm gonna be using is from Beauty Bakery. It's Get That Dough. I got this at Target for, I wanna say $15. Be careful with Target's shipping on products. If you could do a pickup, go ahead, cause girl, me and this palette, we had a couple of issues. So the first brush I'm gonna use is my Sephora Pro Taper Brush. An alternative to this brush is the Morphe Taper Brush. I'm just gonna go in first with this middle shade right here, and I'm gonna blend it all over the eyes just to set that foundation and to get some of that shine off. Because if you have oily lids like I do with this, you're gonna want something. And I'm just sweeping it across, no particular motion. All right, so I'm dusting that off. The next shade I'm gonna go in, because I want to kind of do a little bit of a classic shade. I don't know about you guys, but I never have an idea of what type of makeup look I'm gonna do when I pull out my eyeshadows. I just kind of go with the flow. So I'm gonna go in with this bottom caramel shade, and I'm gonna start putting that in the crease area. And because I have a hooded lid, I like to go up on my brow bone a little bit higher, so that way you can see it. And I'm just using this as my starting point to give some definition to the eye. Can't really see it, but it's there. So the next shade I'm gonna go in right below that is this darker brown shade. And I'm bringing that one right into the crease. Now we are gonna lose some more of that orangey shade. That's fine, we can always go back in with that. I am just bringing dimension to the eyes. All right, so we did lose some of that caramel shade. Don't worry about it, we'll go back to it. Now another shade we're gonna use, and I'm gonna use my Morphe M167 brush. Morphe brushes are hella inexpensive, so get your hands on them. I'm gonna go in with this, I think I'm gonna go in with this gold. I'm going with this gold, because I would always go in with this shade, but this gold is like, girl, do it. It's like a money gold. And I'm just gonna apply that. Yeah, that is, oh yeah. I already know what I'm gonna do. This is definitely different. Boom. So I brought that halfway through because I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do with another shade. And as you can see, I'm bringing it just not too far off from the outer V, but just enough, because then what I'm gonna do is deepen that area with it. So I just brought it just halfway through, and so far so good. So I'm going back in with that Sephora Pro Taper brush. Now I'm gonna use this darker shade to put on that outer V, and I'm dabbing that. See? Just do a dab. And I didn't even actually have to dip back in it. And then I'm just dragging that into the crease and creating a V effect. And all I'm doing is blending everything. So all right, another trick that I'm gonna use is the Morphe M330. And I'm just clean, and all I'm doing is now blending, giving it a sharper blend out to just clean up those edges and those fine lines. See how it just blends? It gives like a whole bumblebee effect. Yeah, that's what it looks like a bumblebee eye. This has a minimal fallout, So now I'm just going back in with that taper brush, girl. But I lost a lot of that, the caramel color and the burgundy. So I'm gonna go back in with this burgundy. And I'm bringing it right back in to give some depth that I lost. See, it's not a lot on camera, but it's giving me just what I need. And I'm bringing it right over, just so I can have a little bit of color. I could go a little heavier, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just, I can see the dimension. I can see what is going on. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so that's enough for this palette for right now. We're gonna put that one to the side. Now the next thing we're going to do is, we're gonna put the concealer on. So I'm using this concealer. This was gifted to me. It's from the Lip Bar. It's a Quick Conceal Caffeine Concealer in the shade Cinnamon. And I'm just gonna put this under the eyes, and I'm going to actually let it warm up as I do the mascara. And I'm only putting a little bit, because you can see this is lighter than my skin tone, but we're gonna work it out, girl. All right, so mascara is done. If you guys are wondering, I'm using the Benefits Roller Lash Mascara. This is almost out, so I'm like, girl. Now, we're gonna use that same beauty blender, just a different side, and I'm going to blend this concealer out. Actually, isn't bad. Bring some highlight, but I got a trick. You want to see the trick? It's layering. So I blended that out because obviously it's brightening. We all know that it is a little bit more too light to the eyes, but I could still use it. So what I'm also going to do is do a layering effect. I'm pulling out my FENTY concealer in the shade 450. This is one of my ride or dies, and I'm putting it right around that same exact area to definitely, and you can see it's still brightened the under eye, but I needed something to tone down that brightness. And you could always layer your concealers. Like, I have learned over the years, makeup has no rule. Make it work for you. And it's still bright. Still nice under the eye. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and set it. And we're going to use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Mattifying translucent powder. We're just going to use this to set under the eyes. And I am using the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. This is what it looks like. Do this. Oh yeah, that mattifies the heck out of it. This didn't budge or anything, but I was afraid it was gonna give it a whiteness to my eyes. It actually didn't. As you can see, like, none of the color is transferring. So I'm just treating it like that. I'm gonna actually go down on my nose. Go down right here on my chin area. My fine lines, because your girl is Asian. I'm gonna go up in my crease area. Y'all, it took away the shine. Took away the shine. All right, NYX, we may have a winner. All right, you guys, so let's go on to, I'm gonna do the bottom lashes, and then we're gonna go on to like the contour. Lashes are done. We did the under eyes. Oh, y'all forgot to let me, well, y'all didn't. I forgot to set my brows and then do my brow bone. So I'm using, obviously you guys know my Anastasia Pro Pencil, and I just use this to carve out highlight under my brow. Shout out to Kyra Knox for giving that recommendation. And then I'm gonna use, excuse the heavy in the background, the Real Techniques Dome Shadow Brush. And I'm just blending that out. just to give it some highlight. It gives it a very, very subtle highlight, girl. So very, very subtle. If you're looking for something more of a pow, I would definitely say use concealer. And then I'm using my NYX Control Freak Brow Gel, another Kyra Knox recommendation. And this is only about $6 or $7. The one thing I do like with this brush is that it actually is a fluffy brush that works for your entire brow. So yeah. So see, subtle. You could add a little bit of a highlighter powder if you wanted to definitely bring some pop to your eyes, but me, I just kind of like it for what it is. Now let's go into contour. So e.l.f. recently came out with their putty blush brush, which you could use for your putty blush or your bronzer. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So one of the things I'm going to use is, this is Beach Please. This one has more of a neutral undertone, which I think I'm gonna go for. And this one is Cabana Cutie. Cabana Cutie has a little bit of a red undertone. So I'm gonna go with Beach Please, and we're going to just kind of warm up the skin. So I'm gonna use this brush. It's not a lot on here, and I'm dragging it. Ooh. Okay. She cute. It feels like it's a stippling brush, but you don't need a lot, because if you guys could see, I'm barely tapping it. Yeah. Now that's a lot, girl. I didn't went through my head. And now I'm just gonna dab it in my little forehead, cause girl, we don't. I'm just going around the perimeter of my face. I don't never go like jawline. You could, I've had makeup artists do my jawline. All right, so this is done. Now I'm gonna blend it out, and we're going to, I'm gonna blend it out using my Japanese brush. This is 961. I get all my Japanese brushes at like Home Goods or TJ Maxx. All right, so this gives some dimension. It's not too dark, not too heavy. You could see it. You could see where the outer. Now I'm gonna set it with the Beauty Bakery Bite Size Snickeroon bronzer. This is in the shade Perfect Blend. And I feel like this is their most deepest bronzer that they actually have. This one has a little bit of a red tone. So I'm using that same Japanese brush, and I'm going to set it. And that gives the red undertone that we need. You could definitely mix this bronzer with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer and Beach Please, and it would work out. Yeah, but this gave, ooh girl, a little bit goes a long way, because now I got dark way over here, and I need to fix that. A little bit of this goes a very long way, so be very, very careful. I'm just gonna go in and fix this side of my face. Anyway, so. All right, so for blush, we're gonna go ahead and use the Beauty Bakery Bite Size blush. This is in Freshly Baked, and I'm gonna use my Morphe E3 blush brush. This has a definite orangey color to it. Has an orange coral color to it. You only need just a little bit, because the Beauty Bakery stuff, you definitely want to go light hand, girl. This is cute. I like it that she's just very soft. She's summery. Without the bronzing or the contouring, she would be just cute as a little bit of flush of color in your cheeks. And I don't go too heavy with blush anymore. All right, so now highlight. Girl, let's highlight this face. So we're gonna go ahead and use the Beauty Bakery Bite Size highlighter. This is Worth the Whisk. And all these products are new to me. And I'm gonna use my Anastasia A23 brush. This is for highlighting. I'm just tapping. So tap, tap, tap. And I'm just going right in here. Very soft, because y'all know you gotta touch the waters before you go all in. Just a little bit of soft. I would actually travel with this because of the size of it. I doubt if it would break, and it's good. It gives you a very soft, looks like it has specks of like some pinks in here, but I do like that it goes on very soft. Now I don't do any other highlighting anywhere else. This is very subtle for me, and I do like that because it's just enough when I want just enough, and I don't need like a wow. All right, so now we need to just set our face. So everything is done, face is done. Now I'm gonna go in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying powder in the shade Rich. Pray for me that this sets. The other shades were too deep. Target was only selling this one, so I'm also going in with my Real Techniques powder brush. I got some OG Real Techniques powder brushes. This does have some pickup, so I'm just gonna try the forehead. Oh, your girl did it. Oh yeah. All right, so now we're gonna set that with the Smashbox Photo Finish Setting Spray in Weightless. You guys know I'm loving this stuff right now. And all right, you guys, so here's the final look. I'm gonna come back to you guys in a few hours. The time is 12:24. I'll come back to you guys in a few hours, let you guys know what my thoughts are and everything. So far, everything seems to be looking good. It's meshing well, but I definitely want to see how this just works out. Let it sit. It is very, I will say now, what stands out the most is that this 3-in-1 tint, it has an SPF and it has the hyaluronic acid in it. So you guys know that's already gonna plump your face, give it some more glow. So right now I'm just like, I am glowy. Like we've already mattified the foundation down, and I'm still a little bit more glowy in areas that I'm more like, I'm glowy in T-zones and pretty much all over. But it is a skin tint, so no shade to that. The under eye is looking real good. The NYX translucent powder is pretty much set it. The concealer is looking good. Also, it's not a full coverage. I just have this whole thing, which I'll work through myself, but it did set and do what it's supposed to do. The bronzers are, you gotta go very light hand. It looks good onto the skin and it sets very well. It gives that dimension that you want, but you gotta go light handed with these bronzers. So yeah, that is a little bit short and sweet. Everything is meshing well, looking good, but I'm gonna come back to you guys in a few hours just so I can sit on it, and then we'll talk in a minute. Talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, you guys, so I am back, and to be honest with you guys, this makeup has lasted almost about 5 hours, girl. So here's the outcome of the makeup. It is still shiny and glowy, but I do like that it's like natural glow. I know on camera you're probably like, Mika, you shiny as hell. I am. So one thing I will say, because I'm pulling out all the products right here, this foundation I would definitely want to try during the winter months just to see how, maybe without the heat and summertime, you know, summer, I feel like when it's summertime, you want to wear a tint or a balm or anything, it gives it that extra oils to come out. So I do want to try this later on going into the fall months, but I do like that it's still full coverage. It really didn't transfer, because to be honest, I took a nap, I laid all over my pillows, it didn't transfer. I even took off this shirt, girl. When you talk about like transferring, it did not transfer. It hasn't budged or anything. So this is a plus. Now this sunscreen, the Black Girl sunscreen, the Make It Matte, I'm getting ready to leave, so I'm still going to keep this makeup on, but I wanted to close out this video before I go out. Black Girl sunscreen just has a reputation of always being good, and I could tell when I applied this, it did mattify a lot of my oily areas. So this is good. Now, is it good for makeup? I don't think this is good for makeup, and that was my flaw of applying this before makeup, because we always want to wear sunscreen, right? But this is not something I would recommend to wear with your makeup. It's just one of those, if you're going to be out and you are an oily person, yes, use this. Now, you guys know I still love my regular black girl sunscreen, and this one's for face and body, where this one's just strictly for face. So it's up to you. How do you preference? If you're really oily, you want to use this on your face, go ahead. If you just run a regular sunscreen, use their face and body. This one is $15.99 and this one is $16 or $17.99. Really not really a big difference, but I say get them both. This one is 1.7 fluid ounces, so you're paying $2 more for half the amount, where this one is 3 fluid ounces. So these are good either way. I would still buy them again. Now let's go on to the Beauty Bakery items. So yes to the bronzer, yes to the blush, and yes to the highlighter. The reason I say this is these are bite size. They're very inexpensive. Beauty Bakery can be hit or miss sometime, but if you definitely want a good quality product, these are really good. I know my friend Cadence, she was like, girl, just get these. Now their blushes, I hope that they actually come out with more different color ranges, because they didn't have a lot of color ranges. So I would like to see more blushes from Beauty Bakery alone, because this one is highly pigmented. As you guys can see, it does have a very soft coral color to it, and it's pretty. So this is something I would gravitate towards during any time of the season. Now girl, this highlighter, if I was a makeup artist, I would literally have this in my travel bag. I would put this in my kit to use for clients that don't really want a lot of makeup on, not per se, but they really want a soft, subtle, no makeup type of look. This will be good, and you could wear this with any type of thing. So I would definitely say I really like these. So Beauty Bakery, yes. Now the e.l.f. putty bronzers, a little bit of these goes a long way. You really need to have a light hand with these. As you guys can see, I felt like once I let everything mix together and let my body warm up everything, it came out really good. I do like it, but when I first applied it, it was more like, ooh, I used too much of it when I was using the brush that they recommend, which is their putty blush brush. So a little bit of this goes a long way. It did blend out seamlessly. It blends out really good. I set it, as you guys can see in the video, with the Beauty Bakery bronzer on top of it, and it works really good. It's still giving me that contour, but I will say a little bit, like very light hand. Will I repurchase these again? No, but I will continue to use these. Now I do want to come back and give you guys a comparison video with the e.l.f. putty bronzers against the FENTY cream bronzers, because you guys know I love my FENTY. FENTY can be hit and miss too sometimes, but I do want to come back and give you guys a comparison video, maybe with FENTY and e.l.f. or e.l.f. with Huda. Let me know what you guys want to see, because I know I have the Huda, the FENTY, and now we got e.l.f. So comparison video coming up. Now let's talk about these NYX powders. The Can't Stop, Won't Stop, I'm going to keep these. Translucent one, it pretty much sat under my eyes. It didn't budge, it didn't move, it didn't like transfer or move the foundation at all. So this one is a good, it's not needed. Honestly, I would say this. I picked these up because you guys know I love to bring you guys good reviews and I love to try out new products. But if you do not need these in your collection, don't purchase them. Anything I recommend, if you don't need it right now, girl, wait till a sale. Wait till you're ready to purchase them, then get them. But these are really good. Now this powder, their shade range is off, because this one is rich and then they go deep, and deep is more like contour, very dark. Deep would probably appear on Neiman Tank or even Too Much Mouth, but I don't even know with them. So I feel like they need 2 more colors in between this shade, and they even actually need 2 more shades going forward, 2 more shades going backwards, because NYX, they're trying it, but their shade range is still off. Now the foundation for the Can't Stop, Won't Stop, the foundation selection is very great, but their powder collection, they need to do the same what they did the foundation with the powder selection. So, but did this really mattify? It mattified, but then immediately, as you guys can see, that foundation broke through. So I'm gonna try this with some other foundations and get my thoughts with you guys, and I am definitely gonna use this again. All right, so let's talk about this concealer. Girl, I need to find this concealer with my actual my actual foundation shade, because I can blend this concealer with another one. As you guys can see how I topped it, and this is really good. A little bit of this goes a long way, so shout out to Cadence for sending me this, because I didn't have any issues with this. It blended out seamlessly, it didn't move or anything. It set perfectly with the powder. So a lot of everything pretty much right now I'm loving. Now the Beauty Bakery Bite Size Get That Dough, I really like this palette. Reason being is these are the type of colors I go for. As you guys can see, I pretty much go for colors like this. They're very travel they're travel friendly, they're easy to go to. You could do 3-4 different eye looks with this palette, and it's very inexpensive. So for the cost, yes, if you want to try some Beauty Bakery products, try them out. Beauty Bakery, again, like most brands, they can be all hit and miss, but I do say get your hands on it. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. Right now I have one Morphe foundation. If you guys want to see me do a video on that, letting you guys know my thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. Until then, don't forget the thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Stay blessed. Bye.